Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Today's adventure I will be covering the 1987 The Monster Squad. One of my personal favorites. For those who have never seen it, do yourself a favor, check it out. If you enjoyed The Goonies, think of that film, mixed with battling of creatures of the night like Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, The Mummy, among others. It's a good one, and some of the spots are rather difficult to get into because it was filmed at a variety of Hollywood backlots as well as some real neighborhoods. I'm going to try to check out as many as I can throughout the course of the day. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? And with all filming locations that I do, I always like to bring along some screen captures. Makes it a little easier when matching things up. Off I go. I'm right there with you, Big the Foot. Would have been fun to be part of that clubhouse crew going after the ghoulish evildoers. First stop will be Santa Monica, close to the beach. A little bit away from it. You can't see the shoreline from the spot, but pretty close. Quite a bit takes place near the cross streets of Georgina Avenue and 12th Street, just in this general vicinity, including the corner right up here where the guys are walking and Phoebe meets up with them, turning around that corner over there. Very beautiful with the palm trees, and they're not the only trees or foliage that can be matched up. This hedge here has grown up quite a bit. In fact, it wasn't even there back in the mid to late 80s. Nor is the first split tree on the corner. That has also been removed over time. However, the ones in the distance still remain, including that one. The second one back is very, very noticeable as they trek along here. Not really seeing any sort of root system here, where a very unique one would have been planted. Could have decomposed, been torn out. Could be a variety of reasons. But as I get a little bit closer up to this one, notice the pattern of the way it forks there. And that is this one here. You know, quite a bit of time. Grows a little. That's it. Interesting thing, the scary German guy, as they referred to him, his house is down there, just a few homesteads away. But the way they're walking is that way. A little out of order from reality. The way it's perceived they are heading is along this sidewalk there. There's also another. There are two trees that kind of fork into one there, as shown here. Blocked by that hedge. You can see it kind of subtly through the little hole there. So in reality, trudging along this way, it would make you think that scary German guy, as they referred to it, his house was down there. But nope. It's down this way. Not a lot looks the same. In fact, a lot of these homes have been restored and redone, even looking towards the other angle across from where his house would have been. Chain link fence is gone, but even these houses over decades have been replaced. Thankfully, a couple of the neighbors' homes and the root system and where the branches were from the tree can help us match up accordingly, which means this fence there is where the house is, or was. There's still a house there, but it's been replaced. But that's where the chain link fence was, now a different fence. And if you look closely, roof line right there next door, still the same, even though the original house featured in the movie is gone. with a much newer, less creepy version. And that's kind of the angle right about there. Pay attention to the sidewalk leading from the house to the road. And in the distance are some very interesting formations in the bark and the way that one kind of twists up. That twisty one is still there, even so some of the others have been uprooted. The twisty one still remains. Stepped a little bit closer up, not only to the screen capture, but also in real life. Right here across from the house. When they return here, they're all three standing in this spot as well. And Horace utters that now famous quote. 3 words. Scary German guy. Progress does not stop. Thankfully, there are a few key points, even looking this direction. Amazing how all of these homes have changed. The one clue here is the formation and the way the branches there go up. That's still this particular one here as they ran off. Yet another has been removed, taken up from the base there. But a new one has been planted, and the reason I'm showing this is where Rudy pulled up in his very stylish fashion on his bicycle, right between these 2 points shown here. I think we all wanted to be Rudy in a way. This one's still here, however. Very, very unique. The little knots on it going up. If you had a BMX bike, you could recreate that scene right there. Let's see, even the house in the back, as stated. I'm reiterating myself, but yeah, totally different. Now, even though they don't say it and designate it so, the alley they're walking down is directly behind that road. Right behind these houses. Right back here. Wide angle camera setup was from down there looking this way, and you know, still used for trash cans and whatnot through here. But this fence is that fence there next to this old shed, and they continue on past this. Now there's also been a little buffer here placed and some more hedges, but they continue going this way. The camera would have been right about there as they just walked right past. To give a little reference, that's it there. Trash trucks coming down the alley now. Got about 5 miles or so of a drive over to the next spot. Not too far. Cross streets of Coolidge Ave and Richland Avenue, where the first present day scene took place on the other end of this building. When I say present day, I mean present day from the movie. At the start, not present day 2020, present day in the film 1987. It's very confusing, I know. A little has been done to the entrance point. You could see the windows there and the box above the door. gives it a frame of reference. But there has been some structural modifications. Not many, but a few. You can even faintly see the address number there in the frame. And the office are just to the right of those doors is where they were being sat down and scolded. I believe around back in the courtyard area is where EJ was bullying Horace with the candy bar, the foot imprint on there. Kind of all escalated around the back, over that way. I can't get the exact perspective from where I'm standing. This is as close as I can get, but right over there is where it took place. See, that tree is still there, and the windows behind it match up. It's pretty dang cool. Oh, the little overhang is also back there as well in the distance. And yes, that is the older brother from the Wonder Years. He always seemed to be cast in kind of obnoxious roles, playing a meanie. Also in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he had a little bit of an attitude as well for the brief moment he was in that. There he was over there standing against the base of that foliage. Off to the next, approximately 11 miles or so. 11-mile commute to the next one. Made it over to Exposition Boulevard, and even though the museums are closed, you can walk down this path to get a view. Probably about a quarter of a mile, eighth of a mile down this road. There is no parking along this stretch, so I had to find some on the street back there a ways. Just kind of hoof it. Now there were some interiors that took place inside there, but during these times can't get in. But up here is where the mummy escaped. Band-Aid breath, he was referred to as. There he is entering from that side, bypassing this angle. And then continues to walk that way down this path. Oh yeah, in fact the roof line there and the fence still the same as well. They had a lot of haze and a lot of mist to block out. Well, now there's a building back there in the far distance. The smaller one here was there back in '87. This is slightly different as well, modern day. Looking that way. Over here to this side is this woo. Okay, that was awesome. That was random. There they go. They're all perching up top. Stephen King rules, but the Hitchcocker would be proud. I always wanted one of those t-shirts he was wearing. Stephen King one, I mean. Right along the pathway he would have taken, he would have went by this very beautiful rose garden. Who knew? Standing atop one of the Universal Studios Hollywood overlooks, and down there you can see the backlot, and if you were to kind of go around the edge of the hill, there would have been this structure. It has been torn down at the end of Colonial Street. It is one of two, at least two spots that no longer exist from the Monster Squad that were down there. They didn't do a whole lot at Universal. Most of it, as far as backlots go, was at Warner Brothers, but wanted to swing by here and just kind of show this perspective, just to mention it. And totally unrelated, but still in the same genre, kinda, sorta. Even though where Dracula resided in what I am mentioning. We got Norman's place still down there. Wonder if Mother's home. Before moving on, one last little, not really bird's eye, but kind of high up view of the backlot at Universal. Okay, over to Warner Ranch now. That's right, Big the Foot. Gonna end with the studios, but first gotta go by the other Warner property. Yep, they have two with backlot areas. At the corner of Oak Street and Hollywood Way, gate number 12, the WB. A few things took place right behind here, including the home where Dracula pulled the car up, got out after exploding the police vehicle in the front yard, turned into a bat. The mom came out of the front door, realizing that something peculiar was going on. You see the shadow on the side of the wall. I also have documentation here of what it looked like then. And since I can't get in, I have Google Street View, which surprisingly shows up inside there to see what it looks like now. 1987 there, and more current. See, it pretty much still looks the same, more or less. Yeah, they did a little bit of changes, but all in all, you can tell that's it. Also with lights flashing, pull up into the yard, and then modern day, same perspective, with the background buildings the same. Oh, that's pretty neat. You can kind of see the backside there by walking over to gate 11. What I was just pointing at would be those there. Let me get more in the shade. So I would be over here looking that way. Cannot gain access though. Also inside was the diner, the restaurant, where they were eating on the side, the little picnic table on the outside. That's used for a number of different things through the years, other TV shows and productions. That's kind of tucked away in the corner. Now I've heard that this premises is being either sold or renovated or changed, and they're going to be getting rid a lot of the facades and artifacts from productions past. I don't know if that's true. If it is, it's going to be a shame to get rid of a lot of history inside there. I would love to gain access and do a lot of, you know, documentation of a lot of things that took place in there. Don't know if that'll happen, but definitely a bucket list would be to just peruse around in there at will and have access. And I really hope it doesn't go away, but the rumor mill is strong. It's even tough to peek in if you tried to do so. You got some real retro signage there, including this one up top. Take a look at that beauty. That's seen some years. The blue dot is where I'm standing, and Monster Squad house is in this far corner. Now in correlation, just to show, this here, right there, is the Lethal Weapon house, and this is the house from Christmas Vacation, where all the lights are being portrayed. I am just right there. In fact, the Lethal Weapon house, you can see in Monster Squad during one of the scenes where the camera goes back. You can see it, it's right there. So Lethal Weapon house, and that is the backside, no, not of water, but that's the backside of the Christmas Vacation house. True story. I don't want to tease too much. I know that's a little bit of a disappointment. Here, I cannot get into. However, I'm able to get into studios, Warner Brothers Studios. So the Crescendo, the town circle, town square if you want to call it, church, all that. I'm going to be seeing it. Oh yeah. I saved the best for last. That water tower is like a beacon. Hello WB, I've been patient for this, and now it's happening. It's happening. The entrance to the 1 hour photo store really has not changed that much. Just the paint job, but you can see it's the same woodwork with these little notches that he walked out of. Gosh, even the brickwork and the glass still looks the same as well. Pretty cool.
The clock was, about 20 minutes to midnight, give or take, and it was placed up there at the pinnacle of the courthouse. Zoom in just a little bit. Kind of where that light, that lamp shining down is where the prop clock was. Now when they arrived at the church, they were a little unlucky because the door was locked. Now the black hole vortex type thing was just to the right of it, and also Frankenstein was right over there, kind of where that wooden box is next to the curb, and got dragged off into it. The little girl was trying to hold on. The car came right across the town square. This gazebo was removed and a statue was put in its place, but the car would have been barreling right towards where I'm at. Watch out, there he comes in bat form, flying in. He's attacking. Well, I guess maybe the tip of it wasn't part of the cross, but it definitely jabbed him through the heart, and he laid right about here, give or take. Prior to that, he could be seen trouncing across the road away from this facade. More technically, it looks as if it was kind of near where the fireplace chimney is. Right about there, because you can see the windows on either side. You have to kind of have a keen eye. So that's the spot. And that lamppost was right there on that corner on the left. Give or take, approximately. Definitely shows over time how much a tree can grow. This one here that was being held onto is a lot thicker and taller than it was in the 80s. Dressed as a Burger King, the Banshees, the three of them, were heading this way, right about in that section. The BK on the far right, on that awning, well, on the wood piece, that is. Here's another angle, a close-up version. Whoa, instead of Banshees, it's an automobile. Okay, it turned off. Whew, I want to have to drive a stake through that car's heart. Out of the left of the screen, she's approaching, but he's got a bow and arrow as he stands right here. It's about to go down. Flying into that set of windows, the one on the left, sporting goods sign would have been mounted up there as well. So basically right here in the middle of those two windows, the one on the left, is where the bat went in. Wolfman got pushed out the side of the wall and exploded. And I am happy to say that is the spot right there. It exists. Serious showdown. Kind of frightening, to be honest. My shadow's a little bit in the way. My shadow's kind of where the Wolfman was. Creepy. Now, I cannot confirm if there really was a manhole cover here at one time, a sewage area, or if they dug a hole and just made it appear as if, but Burger King would have been on the left and the newspaper stand on the right, and where I am is where the creature popped out of the road. And there he laid after he shot him. The bullies come out to praise Horace, but he wanted nothing to do with them. Look at the brick pillar there on the left. It's still the same. And the creature was laying more or less right about here. Remember when the dog's trying to be pulled in through the air and he's kind of just being like sucked into the vortex? This is that tree. It's grown quite a bit, but the background's the same, and this little knot up there still remains, decades later. It's a little taller and wider, but you can see the knot. You gotta like a little bit of a glare.
That's gonna do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further, ring that notification bell, and if you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog.